Did everybody grow up having that experience where they told you to watch that video of two turtles having intercourse where they said, watch this turtle. And then a guy would come up to you and he would show you a video of a turtle getting it on. And you would say, I guess that's interesting. And then they were laughing because the turtle sounded strange. He just sounded a little bit odd. It was a very odd experience for me because I didn't know how to feel about that. Why am I watching this? And then I realized you could just look up videos of animals having intercourse, and then that's how I discovered about the hub. That experience was how I discovered. That was a horrible ball throw. That was insanely bad. Oh my goodness, that was bad. And it just messed me. I can start with 6 balls. Let's go. Balls. Love balls. I'm a huge ball lover. They call me the biggest ball lover of all time. They're calling him the man who loves balls the most. Is what they're calling me in the streets, and that is in that is subject to so many innuendos. Who cares about that? That's just life. I and if I'm hated for loving balls, then I'll be hated for the rest of my life. Am I right, fellas? Can we get some ball lovers in the chat? Can we just get some people who love balls? Anyways, I'm not really sure how to feel about that turtle video because that was a little traumatizing. Was that not a traumatizing experience for everybody? Was that strange? Really strange for me. That was just an odd moment. I don't know why everybody was doing that. I can't get the one I want. I'm so angry right now. I need more things. I'm just gonna get, I guess, crit damage. Hopefully I crit. I just feel as though we should really talk about that turtle video. That's really important to me. Sometimes I get really confused about a lot of children watching a lot of messed up content on the internet, and then I realize that as a child, I grew up watching a lot of messed up content on the internet. I grew up with Blue Waffle and Lemon Party and the Pain Olympics and all of Newgrounds, and I was very unsupervised on the internet, and my parents took no accountability for raising me in any good way. They just kind of let me do whatever I felt like, and I could judge other people. I could say, oh, well, you should watch your child and watch that. But my parents didn't even consider watching me on the internet. I was able to discover the most horrifying things of all time. I was just watching the worst videos imaginable ever. And I think of that all the, why was I watching those videos? Why was I subject to the most horrifying moments of the internet all the time? It was evil too. I was watching like beheading videos and just like people getting beat within an inch of their life. I was watching Live Leak. I was watching World Star. I should not have watched that as a child. That was not conducive to me as a young man at all. That was horrifying to witness. It was bad on every front, on every level. And I just watched it all and I was laughing at it. I was like, ha ha, hee hee. That 1% chance might be crazy. I play a lot of gotcha games. And I was just watching, just laughing. I was like, man, this is so cool. Was it morbid curiosity? Was I really messed up as a child? Do I need to go to therapy about this? Man, can't afford therapy. And people always say you should go to therapy about it. Therapy costs money. A lot of money, more money than people have, more money than a reasonable person has, more money than an unreasonable person has. Therapy costs so much money. It's so expensive. $200 a session? $200 when I could just, trauma dump to my friends and tell them horrifying information about my life and they can judge me and choose to not be my friend afterwards because they discovered that they don't know much about me as a person and then they realize they know too much now and now they decide to stop being my friend over the trauma dump that I gave them and they say that I'm a bad person because I did horrifyingly evil things to animals back in the day when I was 7 years old. I was doing evil things to everything and everyone. I was melting ants with a magnifying glass and I feel bad about those ants, but somebody's trying to convince me that I shouldn't feel bad about the ant stuff because people say that ants don't have souls. God, I love church. Church is pretty evil when you think about it because, man, they just say they rage bait you. They rage bait you a lot. They say, and your kids are evil, and you're evil, and you suck, and God will guide you to the correct path. That's kind of messed up when you think about it. Like, you're just rage baiting people and making them feel bad. You shouldn't do that. Why would you make me feel horrible all the time? I don't want to feel bad. I don't want to feel like a bad person in church. I don't want to feel like I'm falling short of his grace when I'm here to... What is the purpose of church, actually? What is the... Does anybody know the purpose of church? Is it just to go there and feel horrible in the morning about choices you make every day and then talk shit about children? Is that really it? And you have some bad kids, don't you? And all these horrible kids and women walking around in promiscuous clothes, and that's why you got to give to the church. Is that the purpose of church? To feel like a bad person, and then upon feeling like a bad person, you will eventually become a better person, and to find out the faults in your character, to figure out that you just got to give it all to God, and everything bad in your life is probably demons. There's demons of sin with smut on the internet, and all these young girls running around, and they convincing you to do bad and cheat on your wife, and maybe is the pastor trauma dumping? Is the pastor trauma dumping and trying to see how far he can get before somebody actually calls him out on it? Has there ever been a church sermon where somebody's called out the person? Where somebody said, actually, the pastor is actually a bad person. We should probably not listen to this guy. Has there ever been a moment that happened? Has that ever happened? I'm not sure if it did, because I keep seeing pastors just get away with highway robbery and being bad people. That's all they ever do. That's it. The attack plus 50 is going to help out a lot, actually. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. I should really pay attention to the game because I feel like I'm missing my ball throws here. I feel, then that's probably how a lot of people feel in the NBA, huh? That's probably how a lot of people feel in the NBA. They play the National Black Association. Is that what NBA stands for, or is it National Basketball Association? Someone called me a basketball American one time. I knew they were being racist, and I didn't want to laugh at the racist remark, but it was unironically really funny. It was probably one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Being called a basketball American, and I shouldn't even give racist people the time of day, but I have a watch. You know what I mean? And I don't want to not. I bought the watch out for a reason, so you can look at my drip. And my drip has faucet failure, so I want you to see my drip, and you're going to call me Higa because he got the drip. It's what I got. I don't want you to look at me and think that I don't have the money, because a brother like me, I always got it on me. I got that Pizza Hut Navy Weenie Hut General is what I got, and generally I'm a weenie, and generally I enjoy weenies. Weenies are cool. Weenie is such a funny word. Every word for a phallic member is kind of funny. That's why it's so strange to talk provocatively during the act of coitus, because man, I often say words that they kind of make me laugh. You want this penis? Penis. Penis. You want this cock? Oh, bad lost. There's no funny words for female genitalia at all. They're like any genitalia that's on a woman. There's no funny words for it at all. And like biological women, someone's gonna say, well, some women have penises. It's gawk. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. I understand that. I get it. I'm not discrediting that experience at all. I really don't want to be the person that goes to war about discrediting experiences here. I'm not gonna argue about that at all. What I'm saying is that the words for vagina are not as funny as the words for dick and balls, because I don't know, men's experiences are drastically more funny than women's experiences because the men are often the butt of the joke a lot of the time. Maybe that's the lesson we should garner from this. Maybe there's no lessons. Have you ever read something and just not gotten lessons from it? I feel like we should take less lessons from a lot more things in life. I think we should look at things and not take lessons from them. I think maybe we would be happier as a society if we stop looking for the deeper thematic relevance and necessary and unnecessary plot narrative structure of things that don't need them. Maybe that would make our lives easier. You know what would make my life easier? $600 billion. That would make my life easier. 600. Everybody could go for $600 billion. Somebody asked me one time, how much money would be enough, or how much should I pay you for this? I always say a ridiculous number. Just in case. I always say a ridiculous, just in case I accidentally encounter a hidden Rothschild or a hidden millionaire. You never know when you're going to encounter that hidden millionaire that just has that money on them. You never know. It's very fun to come across those people who you just don't know. I think that we should trauma dump on more people is what I think. I think we should have the freedom to trauma dump on everybody. I think when someone asks how you're doing, you give them an honest answer, is what I feel. That's what I think. Anyways, I'm about bored with this game. I thought I was gonna have fun with it, but I basically just downloaded a mobile game. Anyways, have a lovely day or night wherever you're at. It's called Cup Heroes if you're curious. I'm out. Peace. Bye.
Good night, be my loyal. Happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. I love the ride.